Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 23rd of July. My name's Philip Kingston.
And I'm Jeremy Rosens.
And viewers, for those of you that are missing Gary, and I know somewhere out there, Jeremy, there is a person.
Well, there might be.
There might be. But for those of you that are missing Gary, apparently he will be back next week. So looking forward to having my old mate back. But in the meantime, great to have Mini-Me on the show.
Mini-Me. I don't know, I might actually be, no, we're probably the same height. I don't think mini-me is appropriate. I think younger you, which you probably take to heart and find offence, but technically I am younger than you, Philip.
So viewers, for those of you that wonder what that whole mini-me story is, that I, to this day, get people ringing me or stopping me in the street saying, I went to Jeremy Rosen's auction.
You mean your son's
and I close my eyes and I think it's you. So there is a standing joke that Jeremy is mini-me, and for those viewers that could be bothered writing into ideas@garypeer.com.au, let us know your thoughts. Are we
separated at birth?
Identical twins, tragically separated at birth?
It actually starts earlier than that, Phil, because you don't know, but in the back office where I used to sit, there was a sense that I maybe was favoured by you. So there was chatter that I must be your either legitimate or illegitimate son. And thankfully now both your kids have worked here. So now it's clear that I'm not your son, I think.
So just a quick recap, because everybody that watches the show knows who you are, because you are a real estate identity. But how many years this year are you celebrating?
It came up a couple of weeks ago on LinkedIn. It's 24 years this year.
24 years this year that Jeremy has worked with us.
Which is more than half my life now.
Absolutely.
We've ticked over more than half my life.
So in the time that you've been with us, we've and you,
yes.
All credit to you, because your destiny is your destiny. But you have gone from being a young, out of control.
No, that's rich, but
out of control salesperson.
We'll say loose.
That was on double, triple secret probation with us for many, many years. And there were many years where I was screaming down the phone at you after you'd done yet another crazy
one in particular that still rings in my ear.
Crazy thing. So across this journey, viewers, we've watched Jeremy going from a crazy, out of control, young, single man to now a icon of the industry, a leading director of Gary Peer and Associates, a father of two, husband to Mishi, loving son to your mum and dad, and you've turned out, and a brother.
Yes.
You've turned out to be just a standout bloke. But if it wasn't for Gary and I, you would probably be in jail.
No, that's again, you've taken things as usual a little bit too far. But yes, I have matured, let's say, like a fine wine.
You have, and for those viewers that think that Jeremy and I are two peas in a pod, there are certain things that we are totally aligned on, but there was one tragic incident that because I'm not a man of ego, I'm a humble man, I'm happy to share with you. There was a terrible moment when Jeremy and I, Irene and Mishi, were in a lift in Hawaii.
Yes.
Do you want to run the viewers through?
I can't remember verbatim, and I think clearly it's in your mind.
That terrible moment. I'm still recovering, 10 years on.
Well, I don't know. I can't remember.
Don't you remember what happened?
I think somebody's wife said to you something about your son or something.
So viewers, we're in a lift. We're on holidays. I'm feeling good.
We weren't on a holiday.
Well,
we were on a conference, which Darren has told everybody that it's a holiday last week.
Well, conference, holiday, same thing. So we're in a lift. I'm feeling good about myself. I'm relaxed. I'm happy. I thought, because there were mirrors in the lift, that I looked, pretty good. And a woman in the lift says to Jeremy, so you're here on a conference with your dad. That I'm saying, look, Chris, the cameraman, now has broken into laughter. Anyway, that was probably the worst.
You think you were upset?
That was the worst.
How do you think my father
life
felt knowing that? He was devastated when I told him that story.
Because even he thinks he looks younger than I do.
He does not. He looks good though.
Shout out to Hank. You do look fantastic.
He does.
Jeremy.
Let's get back to real estate,
enough
Phil.
waffle, but it is lovely to stand beside you on GPTV.
Great to be here.
Having gone through this incredible life journey with you.
Well, especially last week when I was standing at the door waiting to be filmed to learn that you'd told two people that they should be, and I opted out pretty quickly. Let Darren take it.
You are a humble man. Let's talk about what's going on in the real estate market, because I think we've now, thankfully, virtually finished with July. And July, viewers, is the worst month other than January in the real estate calendar. It's actually not a bad time to sell because there are buyers around, but our volume drops through the floor.
Yes.
And July traditionally is our lowest, second lowest volume month. January is our lowest. Followed by July. I'm pleased to say that it seems to be getting a bit lighter, doesn't it, at the end of the day? Don't you feel that?
Do you mean
I'm talking about
aesthetically?
The weather. No, I'm talking about, you know how you walk out of your office in the middle of winter and it's like pitch black at 5:30? Now it's getting a little bit lighter.
I don't see that, although today, yesterday and tomorrow feel a bit warmer. I was walking with just a shirt on rather than having my, what do we call the thermal underneath.
Yes. So I think that we've broken
the worst is behind us.
We've broken the back of winter. We can look forward now to the beautiful spring and summer that's coming at us, where we can complain about how hot we are. But ultimately, as of next weekend, the market picks up. Because when I look at our auction list, I think we've got 25 auctions coming up this weekend.
Volume is up.
Versus the 9 that we've just had.
Yes.
And we're going to gloss over the weekend a little bit because we didn't have our best auction
Well, 9 auctions is a bit of a, for us at least and for the state, it's a bit of a non-event. Volume was down. It's the back end of school holidays.
Correct.
Predictions for spring. I think this spring's going to come early.
Yep.
Do you feel that?
Talk me through. Talk to viewers through this.
Because it's been historically freezing cold and volume hasn't really been where it needs to be. I think spring will come a little bit earlier this year. I think people, I don't mean weather-wise, I think the volume of spring will come to the market a bit earlier this year and maybe finish not like it did last year, which was quite late.
Well, if this weekend's any indication, 25 auctions this weekend.
We're back on it.
So that's a step up. And over the next few months, you're going to see us anywhere between 25 and 45 auctions every weekend. So it really is game on, other than, of course, the grand final weekend, which is a bit of an interruption.
There's a horse race.
We've got the horse race, a bit of an interruption. But other than that, viewers, strap yourself in because there's going to be some fantastic buying opportunities out there. And there's no question, viewers, the market is very stable. It's definitely not going up, but neither is it going down. So I think, personally, there's a buying window available. I think people that buy it this year will look back in years to come saying, you know what, second half of 2024 was the half where the buying opportunity was there and you either took the opportunity or you let it slip past you.
Very profound, Phil.
Yeah.
I think I should go out and buy something after that.
Well, I think you should. And a mortgage, by the way, and you should tell your children this, viewers, if you've got children, but a mortgage is a wonderful reason to get out of bed in the morning. And funnily that I should say that with you, because when you stepped up to the plate, 24, you were crazy, you were wild, you were doing some terrible, terrible things, of which Gary and I used to love hearing about.
I did.
But remember when you bought your first apartment?
I do.
Alma Road?
Yes.
St Kilda East?
Yep.
Do you remember how your ability to work just seemed to jump another notch?
It tied in with a few other things, but that would be one of the aspects that does force you to get out of bed, because as you told me at the time, that debt is good. And I've been swimming in it ever since, so thank you.
You have, but you've always been swimming with your head above water, and now look at you, 2 beautiful children that are almost finished school. You put them through private school, you live in a beautiful house, you drive beautiful cars, you go on lovely holidays, and all that because you are a hard-working, energetic, caring man. And I'm going to take this opportunity, Jeremy, to say I love you.
Well, this got awkward really quick.
There's nothing worse.
Am I blushing? Is my face gone red?
There's nothing worse, though, than unreciprocated declarations of love.
It must be terrible.
Okay, let's move on then, shall we? Viewers, we've got a busy weekend coming up, but before we do so, I want to talk about some...
do we recap? We should be recapping.
Just moving straight on now. Let's talk about some feature properties.
Let's do it,
because you've got a property in Willow Street, Elstonwick.
This is a beauty.
It's got a long history to it.
It does have a long history. I'm not sure whether we want to get into the history, although I will touch on one aspect, that it was a house that was lived in by Ben Cousins.
Ben Cousins.
Not in the height of his playing days, though. In the height of something. In fact, he was... No, we won't say what he was. But yes, it's in Willow Street in Elstonwick. But a gorgeous period home, Phil. It actually was owned by a boxer before that, a professional boxer. Maybe Lester Ellis, I don't know if that rings a bell.
Like that.
I think. I'll have to check the history there. It is a gorgeous period home. It's been renovated from top to toe over 2 levels. Downstairs, most of the accommodation with 2 bedrooms, central bathroom, renovated kitchen, spanning out to that expansive lounge dining, spills out to that backyard, which has got a western northerly orientation. Upstairs, study, master bedroom with ensuite and walk-in robe. It's a beauty. Not sure the exact date. It's probably a couple of weeks away from going to auction.
Well, it's up on screen now. Jeremy, one of the things I love about that Willow Street, and viewers, if you don't know where it is, you're kind of 4 suburbs for the price of one, because you're Willow Street, Elstonwick. Across the road, you've got St Kilda East.
Yep.
Across another road, you've got Balaclava.
Yes.
And literally just a moment's walk from Elwood.
Yep.
So 4 incredible suburbs.
Well, at the end of the street is Ripponlea Gardens, which is gorgeous. And then, of course, you've got around the corner the Glen Ira Village with Ripponlea Village that's got the best restaurants, the
bakeries,
coffee,
cafes,
bars, everything.
It's incredible. Another property actually in that immediate vicinity is Monkstadt, which is now straight up on screen.
Yep.
That is, I love this property because you're getting 2 apartments, one on top of the other. Both 2-bedroom with a separate lounge room, separate dining room, both in pretty original condition. The building seems to be just in good order on a block of land. Monkstadt is the most incredible, beautiful street. And Monkstadt becomes Los Angeles Court, except there's a bit of the streets are blocked off, so you can't drive right
there's
through.
There's a nature strip in between.
What a gorgeous location. You've got you've got Ripponlea Village that you've just talked about, but you've got the train station. So Monkstadt, look out for that one.
It's also in
that property.
It feels like it's in an area that's been kept the way it's been kept for thousands of years. It kind of feels like it's got an overlay to it.
Well, there's a heritage overlay in that area, which doesn't mean you can't demolish something. It means you've got to apply for a planning permit.
Yep.
But that just means that location is just beautiful, beautiful houses.
It's good real estate.
Want to talk about a house that I've been involved in, which is Kent Grove in Caulfield North, up on screen now. This is a beautiful family home that's been fully renovated. You've got 4 or even 5 bedrooms if you want. You've got a lounge dining room, the most fantastic kitchen meals family room, which flows out to a deck, which flows out to the back garden. One of the nice features of this property is you've got the children's bedrooms upstairs, 3 double-sized bedrooms, and they've got their own sitting room upstairs, which means you've got really a choice of 3 different living spaces. Love that. It's on 710 square metres, and that little pocket, Kent Grove, so hard to buy into.
Blue chip North Caulfield, Phil.
Doesn't get much better than those 3 properties that we've talked about. But let's, Jeremy, talk about the 25 auctions that we've got coming up this weekend.
Let's do it, Phil.
Jeremy, first up, we've got home number 1 at 11 Whitmere Road, Bentley, at a 10:30 auction, where Gary has the auction honours.
This is a fabulous 3-bed, 1-bath, 1-car in the range of that mid to high 400s. A beautiful floor plan, very easy living with an outdoor entertaining area and a car space.
10:30, we've also got 1 at 7 Wattle Avenue, Glen Huntly. Leo Samuel, auction owners there.
Love this location, just around the corner from Glen Huntly Road, 6 to 660, 2-bedroom, single-level villa unit. This one is ready to be moved into straight away.
Mark Kirkham has auction honours, meeting Simon Radolnik as auctioneer at apartment number 3 at 3 Holstead Street in the heart of Caulfield North.
This is a perfect start in a prime location, Phil, just around the corner from Balaclava Road. Of course, you've got the bakery, you've got Pitterman, and you've got Caulfield Park. Balcony here with this one, great floor plan, 2 spacious bedrooms, ready for the investor or the owner-occupier.
Anything walking distance of Baker Blue should be bought immediately. At 11:30, we have 2 auctions, 1 at 62 Hotham Street, St Kilda East. Gary is back in auction action.
Fabulous refurb block, Phil. These apartments are big. When I say big, I mean big. 2-bed, 1-bath, and your choice of not 1 but 2 car spaces.
Fabulous development. This is one of the last apartments available in the building, and what a great job the developer has done. Number 34 Wallace Avenue, Murrumbina. Graham Callan is auctioneer.
Family living at its finest, Phil. Single level, period home, 1.6 to 1.76. Generous accommodation, 4 beds, 2 bath, and ample off-street parking.
We've got quadruple auction action at 12:30, starting with 2A St James Parade, Elstonwick. Joel Sir meets the one and only Philip Kingston there.
What are you talking about yourself in the third person? That's new. 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car. This is going to be a ripper. A period sanctuary in what I would describe as a great pocket of Elstonwick.
We love St James Parade. We love Elstonwick. At 12:30, 204, apartment 204 at 76 Wattletree Road, Armidale. Mark Kirkham meets Gary Peer.
Locations don't get much better than Wattletree Road in Armidale, Phil. This is Beautiful real estate, modern block, 2-bed, 1-bath, 1-car, and the perfect floor plan, I must say.
Walk to Malvern Central. That's a wonderful property. Also at 12:30 we have 8 at 5 Wattle Avenue, Glen Huntly.
Dizzy and Rishi bringing this one to the market in the early 4s. Great value 2-bed apartment on the first floor.
Leo Samuel has auction honours there. At 12:30, 25 at 214 Cambrook Road, Caulfield. Ben Eisner meets Jeremy Rosen.
I will be doing that
finally
one,
doing
Philip.
something.
This is a single level home around the 7 to 750, peacefully located at the rear of this block with generous accommodation and alfresco entertaining.
That's a great development. We have at 1:30 triple auction action, 101 at 48 Blenheim Street in Balaclava. Gary is back in action.
You talk about locations, they don't get any better than Blenheim Street. This is the corner of Carlisle Street. This is a large scale 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car, and if you're someone who likes fish and chips, at the bottom of the building there's a number of restaurants, one of which is one of my favourites, Hunky Dory, across the road from the best Vietnamese in town.
What a great location, what a great description. We have apartment number 3 at 36 Barclay Avenue, St Kilda, where Nikki Janova meets you.
Deco Delight, Phil, Barclay Street in St Kilda, a hot spot, 475 to 520. This is great buying with 2 bedrooms and a beautiful older style apartment.
At 1:30 I'm doing something which is good, a bit of a relief to me. 205 East Boundary Road, Bentley East. I'm meeting Jacob Kingston and Julian Millman.
This is great value, 671 square metres. That's an approximate title dimension there, Phil. 1,250 to 1,375. Challenge you to find better value land in the area.
Well, what a great opportunity that is. At 2:30 we've got apartment number 301 at 6 Morton Avenue in Carnegie. Graham Cullen back in action yet again.
Not for the first time is Graham in Morton Avenue. This is a fabulous light-filled top floor apartment with the most extraordinary terrace that flows off the living area.
At 3:30 Nikki is going to be meeting you at home number 6 at 10 to 12 MacArthur Street in Bentley.
Contemporary single level living, Philip, with a double garage, 3-bed, 2-bath, and modern, spacious and really well located.
Moving on to a busy Sunday, we kick off at 10:30, apartment number 1 at 10 Wilgar Street. Nikki Janova meets you yet again. You're going to be tired at the end of the day.
Well, this is just the beginning of the day, Phil, so
Yep.
I'm going to have to curb my enthusiasm on Saturday night because I'm going to start with this spacious, secure, north-facing apartment. It's got 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car, in what I would describe as blue chip Wilgar Street. I love it in that spot.
From 10:30 you move to 11:30, apartment number 8 at 15 Waiora Road, which is a beautiful street. Joel Sir meets you for this apartment.
Are there better apartments in better locations? I don't think so. This one is in one of Melbourne's best street, a gorgeous development, 630 to 690. It's a peaceful haven.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space at 11:30, 18B Theodore Street in Caulfield South. Leon Guzenfitter has the honours of marketing this property. I have the auction honours. Tell us about it.
This is a beautiful contemporary double-storey home, just shy of $2 million, 4 bedrooms, great accommodation, and if not brand new, it is near new and great.
Jeremy, at 12:30, Darren Krongold is going to be meeting me at number 21 Grey Street, but keeping in mind at 12:30, 21 will be auctioned and then 19 Grey Street. Tell us about those.
Well, the choice is yours, Phil. You can buy one or you can buy both. Fabulous period homes in Grey Street, just around the corner from where I live. They're going to be situated in a price range of sort of that 1617. 19 is just below that, but a sizable opportunity in a great location.
What an incredible opportunity to buy 2 houses if you're fortunate enough to be able to do that. Going back to 12:30, we've got 1 to 3 Normanby Avenue, Caulfield North, which is being handled by the wonderful Daniel from your office, and you're auctioning.
I am auctioning this one, Phil, and this is the most beautifully finished period home in Normanby Avenue, just across the road from the park. 2 to 2.2, this will fly off the shelves because it is beautiful real estate.
It's a beautiful house. I dropped in there on the weekend. I love that home. At 12:30, we've got apartment number 11 at 380 Inkerman Street, St Kilda East. Nikki's got auction honours and Gary is doing the bidding for her, or doing the auction.
He's going to be calling for the bids. I don't think he'll be doing the bidding, but there are 3 bedrooms here, ensuite bathroom, fabulous living area, beautiful open plan kitchen, a floor plan that makes it so easy to live in a great location.
At 1:30, Leo Samuel's got auction honours of a property that he sold before at number 2 Sycamore Kenmore Grove balaclava, and what a magnificent property it is.
A beautiful vintage Victorian with the most stunning modern extension, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathroom, multiple opportunities for off-street parking, and so close to all that balaclava has to offer.
At 1:30, Daniel Fisher is going to be meeting you at apartment number 11 at 42 The Avenue, Balaclava.
Looking forward to auction honours here. This is the perfect floor plan for a 2-bedroom. Spacious, balcony, off-street parking, and everything's been done. All you need to do is figure out where to put the furniture.
I have auction honours at 3:30, where I'm going to be meeting Mark Kirkham for 48 Park Crescent in Caulfield North.
Well, they say Park Crescent, Philip, because you are on the cusp of the park, a peaceful parkside location with views of Caulfield Park, a fabulous contemporary home that I think will be well sought.
Either the land or a refurbishment of that house, you couldn't get a better location.
Won't go wrong.
At 3:30, we also have our last auction of the day, which is apartment number 4 at 524 Hawthorne Road in Caulfield South. This is a townhouse.
This is a townhouse, Philip. Not for the first time have I been here, because there are 4 townhouses here and we've sold 3, and this is the last one, brand new 2-bedroom living with its own private driveway, Philip. A fabulous opportunity there in Caulfield South.
Shout out to the wonderful Nikki Janover, who has worked her way through that development, having sold all 3 of the 4, and this one just is the icing on the cake for her and for the wonderful developer, of whom we say thank you for entrusting us with that great project. Well, we're into spring, whilst it's technically winter. When you have 25 auctions, that's a weekend in spring. So I think you're right, Jeremy, about saying that spring might come a little bit earlier. So spring has sprung. Great to have you on the show. Just quickly,
can we make we haven't made a lot of fun of Gary or anybody this morning, and I think that's I don't know, the viewers probably want less of that, but I feel it's appropriate for us to make. Where has he been and for why so long?
Okay, so he did start, just for those of you that didn't put an Apple tracker in his suitcase, like I did, just to see that he's where he said he would be. He started the trip by going to a conference.
I was with him on that conference.
And you can vouch for him being there.
And I can, just by the way, I watched last week's episode.
Good, thank you.
And completely inappropriate to talk to Darren about conferences, because I have a photo which we may or may not put through. Whilst I was in the conference, there is a picture of Darren at the same said conference, not doing the quite the same level of real estate activity. So I've had friends text me post that session saying, you tell me that it's not a junket, that it's a work trip, and I want to put it back on record that it is very much a work trip, and it was Mark Bouris that came, not somebody else. It was Alyssa Camplin, who was brilliant, and the owner or the person who started Judo Bank, and a gentleman, Con, who runs a real estate office in Sydney. It was a sensational conference, and Darren, whilst you were getting your feet massaged, you probably missed a lot of it.
So there you have it, firsthand. So Gary went from there on to London for another part of the study trip, but for the balance of that couple of weeks, he's been swanning his way around Italy. I would imagine when he comes back, he will have put a few kilos on, because Gary loves pasta with cheese.
He likes carbs.
Yeah.
And he's not one for sort of adoring the sun to give you that sort of summer glow. So not only will he look sort of Elvis Pudgy-esque, he will also look pasty and pale, having been on an overseas trip. But I'm looking forward to seeing you, Gary.
So I would never, ever refer to my partner as pasty and pudgy.
I didn't refer to him. I said Elvis was, and he may look like that. Maybe. We don't know, because he's not back yet.
Elvis in his latter days was pasty and pudgy. His first 3/4 of his life, he was the best looking bloke going around, as was Gary for a very small moment in time back, I don't know, 17,
a little
18.
window.
Little window there, which is well and truly closed. And that's what happens if you spend your time on holiday and allow me and Jeremy to anchor GPTV without you. You will be described as pasty,
pudgy,
and
pale.
Pasty, pudgy. Anyway.
Imagine his eyebrows and his hair by the time he gets back.
The question is this the bloopers of this?
He'll need to get 2 seats on the plane.
Is this the blooper part of this episode?
Does he watch the show? You know he will critique this. He will be, Gary, we do love you. You know, these are...
Come on home, welcome back, pasty, pudgy one. Looking forward to having him back next week. Thank you for watching GPTV. My name's Philip Kingston. Have a great week.
Oh, you wanted me to say goodbye?
Yeah.
Jeremy, see you next time. Thanks for watching.